Hello and welcome to episode 79 of the podcast. It is Clark here with Phil.
Hello.
Half a second, I was like, what are you doing?
It's very sad. Hello, that one. Hello.
So,
Hello, all.
you sounded like the guy from
Friday night dinner.
Yeah. Hello, Jackie.
Hello, Jackie. You look nice. This is Wilson.
For anyone that's seen Friday Night Dinner, you can imagine what we've just done.
Could you just imagine to go, oh.
So, this week we're going to take a bit of a look at the word no in part one. It's a lot more interesting than it sounds.
Yeah, it's a very shapely word, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's, how no just isn't a negative.
Just
isn't a negative.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll hopefully enjoy that bit. I certainly did. All off book.
Yeah.
That one. Then we're gonna look at
Drizzy Drake.
So basically curses essentially.
Curses. Yeah, well, we talk about Drake and we talk about the cover curses and stuff. So because a lot of stuff's happened recently.
Yeah. So and then part 3, we're gonna talk about something that Drake did on purpose.
It's not like it was. Well, it was his fault.
So we're going to talk about the boxing AJ and Andy Ruiz JR at the end for a bit. So yeah, folks, we hope you enjoy this one.
Bye.
That'll make sense at the end.
You'll get that one.
Do you remember the last time you said no, but not because it was like a question like, do you want burger for dinner? But something like, but it was something like where it was a no for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It wasn't just like a throwaway no where you could say no a lot, but where, potentially it was like an opportunity or something along those lines.
I mean, there's been a few, but it's not really been more for plans and stuff than anything else, because I wouldn't want to go somewhere I didn't want to go, and I wouldn't want to do something I didn't want to do. I've never been a sort of a yes sort of person, or I haven't just sort of agreed with everyone I am sort of easygoing.
Yeah. But there's a difference
in an environment like that. But if it's say if Lauren was like, do you want to go to Asda? No. What do I want to do that for?
At all.
Ever again in my life. But if it's like, do you want to go and see, even to go and see a film, or do you want to go and see someone, or anyone in jail? No. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Then if it comes down to jobs or something like that, but you would need to be on either really happy, or something to turn down a really good opportunity. But it all depends for me. I wouldn't, if I think positively about things, then I'd be like, yeah, that's fine, I'll go and do it. But I've never had a proper sort of no, to turn something down where it's gonna,
where it could be potentially beneficial, but you don't feel like it's right, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's weird. Morals come into it sometimes as well. If you, do you know what I mean? That time, this is gonna be a bit grim. But remember the time I told you about the time on Xbox I was on? Oh, was that guy that that was rather racist, and I was just
horrible.
This is shocking. And everyone in the chat, this was LFG, so we're on Destiny doing a raid and stuff, and they're all random people. No one knew anyone apart from I think 2 guys knew each other. Yeah,
they're all randoms anyway.
All randoms, yeah. And then there was this black fella that was in the clan, and he was called money something, but some guy called him monkey something. Oh. And then
even hearing it again,
I know,
it's horrible.
It's awful. But the fella was like, "There's no K in my name," and he goes, "Well, if you're African American, it still counts." I was like, right, that's enough. I was like, there is no need for that chat whatsoever. No. I was like, mate, if you want to leave, I'll happily leave with you, and we can go and find 5 or 4 other new people. Yeah. Different radios. No, I'll just mute him. It's all right, thanks though. And I was like, that's unreal. And I was like, how can everyone be okay with that? How can you be like, that's fine? It's not necessarily that you're saying yes or no to it. You're just going along with it and being like, this is completely fine. Yeah. Even though you're as
good as doing it yourself.
Exactly.
That's who is it that said it's? Now this is going to be a paraphrase quote. I'm not very confident in exactly how it goes. Yeah. But it was something like, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Yeah. Who said that?
I don't know, but I mean, loads of people. I mean,
Yeah.
loads of people have said it, but I don't know who specifically said it. But it was just that sort of night ruined the whole.
Yeah.
Because I was only going on to get 1K. Like I wasn't on to do anything else. Have a bit of crack with some fellas and stuff, but it wasn't something. And he was on the same path. Like he came on to get this weapon and to have a bit of crack with people. He didn't come on to get racially abused, regardless of any sort of situation. Like the weird thing is, you're not even your skin color or your religion or whatever else isn't portrayed on Xbox unless you say something about it.
Literally.
And he had nothing in his name to say he was African American. He
said it on.
I think he was like
from
actually I think it might have been from Chicago. Not even joking.
Right.
He said, but he was obviously black, and they were just like taking the mick, and I was like, right, well, that's I'm not having it. Like it's, I mean, you can maybe sort of excuse it if they're all friends and they're all if they have that sort of banter and they're all okay with it. But they're just all random people, and he was just sitting there like, this is not right. All you heard was wow, and then he muted the fella. I was like, mate, if you want to leave, I'll leave with you. We can find 4 new people. It's not a problem. Like honestly, but he was like, well, thanks for speaking up, and I was like, well, it's just not right though, is it?
No, it's not.
I just can't believe
so wrong.
It's so weird because you're like nothing's portrayed on Xbox. There's no one can see you.
Yeah.
And like that's it. And he just sort of just racially profiled, and that was it. Like there was nothing to indicate he was in any race or whatever else. It was unreal. I couldn't believe it.
It is funny, like whenever. Not in that way. I mean, it's. When I say funny, I mean it's surprising and I suppose in also like unsurprising way that people take that as just like the norm. Like they wouldn't stand up to that and sort of go, well, hold on a minute, like whereas even in situations like, obviously to make things maybe a bit more simple, where if, I don't know, say for example the whole crowd of friends are saying, oh, we're gonna go to, I don't know, Ibiza on holiday and whereas obviously that could be good fun, could be, might not be, or
yeah, I wouldn't mind going to Ibiza.
Be nice, somewhere like that. Whereas some people may be at that stage, instead of saying, yeah, no, I'll definitely come, blah blah blah, and then going the whole time and being like, this is awful.
Yeah, you're just putting yourself in a stupid situation more than anything. Then
it's like I love because as I said, the whole thing that I've sort of came to the conclusion that this may be something interesting to talk about is because I was reading a thing earlier on that was all about basically the power of the word no. So literally, I read a really cool quote. It was like, no full stop is a sentence.
Yeah.
Does not need justification. Yeah. If you don't want to do it, don't.
Yeah.
Basically.
That was something to do with a rape campaign, I'm pretty sure.
Was it?
For women. Yeah,
okay.
Pretty
well,
sure
that would make complete sense.
Well,
yeah.
It would
go very, very much hand in hand. But
yeah.
I just found that to be something that you could sort of expand out, to anything really, I guess. Do you want to play Destiny? Nope.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch football? No.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it could literally come down to anything, but it's weird because sometimes you feel obliged to be doing something.
Yeah.
Like you're meant to be doing this at every certain moment of the day, or like just to be sort of not popular. What's the word I'm looking for? Not popular, but
I know what you mean. Like you want to be doing what everybody else is doing, so you're not missing out. It's it's like the whole FOMO thing. It's like everyone's got that fear of, well, what happens if I don't go to this night out and then I miss, and then it's I'm out of the joke. Which I think sort of may stem from social media, but
probably.
Then there's the whole side of no that as you were touching on with the chat, which is the saying no when you actually don't want to do something is being true to you. And this is where it was really interesting, actually, the thing I was reading. I wish I could remember where it was from. It was one of those, it was sort of a scroll past and caught my attention and read it, and then I moved on.
I love those, but I hate them at the same time. Like, I had that saved. No, you didn't, Phil. You definitely didn't.
No.
Alright then.
But I can't even remember where it was from, or I'd point you in the direction. But basically, it said there that if you say, when you're with your friends or whatever, for example, to use the same example, going on holiday or restaurant or I don't know, night out, whatever.
Yeah.
That basically, if they say to you, "Do you want to go?" and you like say it's a sushi restaurant and you don't eat fish. I know they serve other things, but let's just say you don't eat fish.
Yeah.
And they take you to a fish restaurant.
I think it's just eating this.
But you're like, "Do you like in here?" Yeah, I like in here, fine.
Yeah.
Then you go in, you're like, "Oh God, I can't eat. Like, I'll just have chips." And then they think the next time that you like fish, and then
you're all gonna go to the same place. Yeah.
The whole point was that basically saying yes to things you don't like instead of using the power of no, if you like, is essentially you. And the word they used was manipulating your friends.
Yeah.
Basically, you're lying to them, and that essentially trying to people please, which a lot of people do. You know, there's no getting around that. A lot of people do people please because it's easier, in their mind, to say yes and be agreeable than say no, I don't fancy that, and have to annoy 4 other people.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting read, because it's funny whenever you think about it. If you really go into the manipulating side of it, it's like your friends will think you like things that you don't, but you don't like things that you do, and you know they'll have this completely different.
I've had so many. Like, I've never been that sort of person, because like if anyone knows me, I'm just truthful to what I like believe. It's what you see is what you get with me. But I have been friends with a few people that have sort of went along with the crowd, and not that there's a problem with it, like, but it comes down to 2 or 3, maybe 4 years down that line, and you're like, they'll get to a point where there's like, I really can't be arsed anymore.
Or the real them comes out, and you're like, hold on a minute,
exactly.
who is this?
And it just completely changes the whole dynamic of things. Like, and it happens to plenty of people, and I have seen it happen before. And it's a weird sort of turn, because they just sort of stop. They just stop coming out and they stop doing things. Just like, right, okay. But then you think, well, what did we do? Did we do something wrong?
Exactly. But even at that, it doesn't even have to be. See if they like stop doing something. It's, for example, where more than one person, or maybe it just takes to one, but they like start to pick up on something in the group, like, why do they always do that?
Yeah.
Or why are they so obsessed with XYZ? Or why? Yeah. You know what I mean? It just takes one person, and then you're like, hold on, are they actually being who they are? Or
I know what you mean, but it's tough to even. I mean, obviously the first couple of years might be a bit different, because I mean, if you don't see them half the time, like, it's gonna be.
It depends. It depends on your contact. Yeah.
But then again, they could be completely. It's the people that annoy me that whenever they're with someone else, they turn into a completely different person.
Yeah, and again, that is where I think the whole being your authentic self, if you like,
true to yourself,
is where that's going to shine out. You know, like if you're, like, say for example, we were sitting talking as we are now, and then you were to bring in the rest of the guys, the group, like, girls and all. If we were to act any differently, it would be weird.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It would be weird.
Well, that's what we said about before with like having guests and stuff on. Like, even if not that they're guests, just your friends coming on having a chat. That's all it is. But I mean, just because there's a microphone and just because there's a computer and it's recording something, doesn't mean you have to do anything differently. There's no. Yeah, exactly. It's the same with anything really. But whenever someone gets like deep into that, like, and they can't get out of it, it's an awful thing to watch. Like, I've seen. I mean, I'm not gonna name any names. Like, there's been a few friends of mine beforehand that they've went down that sort of path, and it's maybe that they've just got used to it, that they maybe do like that now or something. Maybe. Or
I have a funny feeling you lose yourself in, like, do you remember the Jim Carrey Andy Kaufman documentary?
Yeah, he looked really. Yeah, he was all over the place with that one.
He like that.
He didn't know who he was.
Yeah,
he was
he legitimately at times. Yeah, I think he might have actually said this. He legitimately at times thought he was Andy Kaufman. Yeah. You know,
which is weird to think about.
Crazy. He was really, really in there, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah, it was so weird seeing that documentary and everything. It was like, oh my god. But even though he is true to himself whenever he's outside, and he's completely fine. Like, but it's weird whenever you get yourself down into that sort of mindset. You're thinking constantly.
You're there for months and months.
You're just there.
That is who you are.
Your identity completely. But I understand.
Imagine people are like years after years of. No, what do you mean? I love that sort of stuff. Or you know, I love playing this game, or I love going to this place, playing this sport, or whatever.
Yeah.
I know these are all silly examples, but at the same time, if you think of all the times where anyone has said, I don't really like that, and you've been annoyed is probably very, very few, as opposed to somebody pretending to be something they're not or be someone they're not, and then you find out and you're like, lost all respect.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
That's exactly what happened to me. Like I was just like, why would you do that? Like, like at some point you can sort of sympathize because you're like, you know, not
you just want to fit in. It's I understand sort of thing.
But at the same time, like you should be okay in yourself to know that you can gain friends and you can gain someone's respect and not have to play out it, and you can't. It's just not my personality. I just don't think it's a good thing to do. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for anyone else's relationship or friendship, because at some point it will get to the point where you're just like, no, I really can't be doing that. Why? You past few years have been loving you do it every year.
I've never once liked that, and then all of a sudden it's like you've been lying just for
exactly.
months, years.
But then, like, what the thing is, it has like this sort of like spider web of like, well, if I've lied about this, where do the lies end, or where do they begin? You know, it's a really weird sort of.
It is.
I don't know.
It's funny because whenever you boil it right down, it comes down to yes and no.
Yeah, it's just a matter of one of those answers.
And it's I always find, in most situations, if not all, that saying yes is the easier option.
Oh no, 100%.
Do you know, like just going, yeah, it's fine.
Well, there's been like obviously there's been times like Lauren and I have been like, you know, say if we had no plans or something, and not that I had plans with the boys or plans with anything else, I'm like, do you know what? I did say, you know, I'd be on Thursday or whatever. I just can't be arsed today, because obviously if you were to say like I'd be on Thursday on a Sunday, there's 4 days in there, like
there's a lot of hours.
So you might change your mind. You might want to be on even earlier on Thursday. You might want to be on top. But I was like, just ring her and see if she wants to hang out tonight or something. But it'd be something like that there where I just change your mind. But it's not necessarily at the point where I've said yes or no to anything. I just sort of been might be on, might not. But that's where I'm sort of at the moment. I'm not doing that.
Sort of non-committal.
I don't want to commit to things.
I could be on, but whether I am or not.
I listen to the point because I don't like letting anybody down. First off, but at the same time, I don't want to be sort of like rude in saying. You know what I mean? So I just sort of like I might be on, I might not be. But if I am, then I'll see you then. If I'm not, I'll see you another time. It's not like we're not gonna fall out over something so trivial. You know what I mean?
That's it, exactly. And it boils down again. If I take it back to what you were saying about the whole mental health thing as well, is that basically you taking time. It's sorry, I take us back again. So the mental health thing, that basically if you need to say no, you have to
at some point,
because you're just. I don't know how to put this. I sound really stupid, but like. You need to be able to say no to things, because sometimes you just need time to do nothing, or you just need time out. 100%, you know, 100%. It's not that you don't want, and if they are good friends, that's one thing I always find is that if you were to say to a good friend, you know, I know we had dinner plans, but look, I just don't feel it. I'm knackered. You know, my head's
that would be
not
on
right,
them to understand as well. You know what I mean? Like I understand there are people out there that have those personalities that are just like I can't comprehend why they would say no, and some people would be like, oh, have they fallen out with me, or what have I said? But see what I mean? Like it is tough. Like
it is. I've known a few people. That's where you have to sort of go. Look, whenever you, I
can 100% reassure you, I have not fallen out with you. I am legitimately tired, and I can show you my face because my eyes are closed.
But even if it's not just being tired, even if it's like, look, my head's not in it today, like you know,
you get those days.
I'm not right. You know, I'm too stressed. I just want to go lie down. Whatever. You know, I think obviously we've touched on a few different ways to say no, and they could sort of mean things or whatever. But like, it's if taking no is in like a word that isn't negative. Yeah. But technically it is. But what I mean is that because no always
make a positive out of it though. That's,
exactly. Where you take stress, which is a negative. Yeah. I don't think there's any good stress. No. And I'm trying to think if there is, but I don't think there is. I don't think there is. I think
stress is the word that was invented to make you feel uneasy. Like
as in, you know, the stress that you're like, oh, I've got so much to do. Yeah. Like if you take the negative of stress and the negative of no, which is, you know, do you want to go out tonight? No, I can't. Yeah. Two negatives literally make a positive. Yeah. So that's another way to look at it, I suppose, as well, is that it's not always because there's something wrong. It's because sometimes you need that little in between.
Yeah.
You know, where you just need to go, look, not tonight, but you know, I'll be on the next time, or you know, like, we can go out next week or whatever.
Yeah. There's I've been in this sort of battle recently, just like I've seen a few things on Twitter and stuff for these influencers and YouTubers and stuff, and it's like I've been in a battle for a long time as to, is it a proper job, or you know, because at the same time, right? I think it is and it
It's
isn't.
like marketing.
It is marketing, yeah, but they're all like, I've seen loads of people like on comments and stuff. Like I've seen a few people saying, I'm going to take a few days to myself or a few weeks for myself. Everyone's entitled to time to themselves, regardless of which job they're in or whatever they're doing. I was like, whenever I was younger, I was like, what do you mean? What are you doing? Like, you're doing, because at the time I was loving doing like some videos and editing. I was like, how could you ever feel like this is a job?
Their life's very in the public eye.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're always in the public eye. Plus, they are responsible for at least one subscriber. You know, their happiness sometimes is dependent on their videos and stuff.
People expect them every Tuesday or every whatever day, maybe every day.
I was reading on Twitter the other day. I was like, 2 or 3 YouTubers just like, I'm just going to take a few weeks or whatever. And the amount of hatred they got.
Don't doubt it.
But there's loads of positives as well. Like some people were like, they were like, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it. We'll see you in like a week or so.
I have to post a video this week.
Yeah,
I don't though.
But like, it's unreal. These people that are like reliant on all these influencers or YouTubers to upload a video for them to be happy. Like, that's not a good place for yourself to be in. Like, you need to be in a better place.
It's also unreasonable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I understand. Like, it's a tough job, especially if you've got like 20 million people following you.
Yeah, but some do.
But some do. Some people have 90 million following. Like, I mean, it's unreal. But the battle has come to a conclusion that it is a legitimate job, but it's a very, very stressful job, and it's more stressful than what people would think. And after reading the amount of hatred I've seen on Twitter, like the past couple of days, it's crazy. These people they deserve a month or two off. Like, I understand making videos and editing them or doing vlogs and traveling and stuff, that could be seen as vacation and whatnot. Like, but at the same time, you're spending your vacation days videoing what you're doing.
Yeah, what you're gonna do when you come back.
What you're gonna do when you come back. Plus, you're doing that when you're gonna edit those videos and put them on YouTube for blah 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 blah. And that's not your free time, because that's your time spent holding the camera. And not because you're going to be a different person, but you have to hold the camera, you have to do all this sort of stuff.
I would say a lot of those guys do have like a on-screen personality. Yeah, like, you know, where they'll be sitting there and just be like, oh, I'm so tired. Yeah. And then they'll be like, oh, but this looks really good. Right, okay. Yeah. Hey guys, you know, it's just me sitting on the sofa.
Which is why I think it's harder for them now, because they have to be, sort of like you said, in the public eye all the time. They have to do this, all this, that, and the other. Yeah. And saying no for them is a big power move, because that's saying no to 20 million people.
Exactly.
And you're saying no to, what, 2 weeks of, say if you do 4 videos, that's a lot of money as well. They're saying no to the money. Yeah. They're saying no to the consumers. They're saying no to the website. They're saying no to literally everything, just to take like 2 weeks off, which is just unbelievable. Like, it's been, like, looking back at my like 16 to 18-year-old self, thinking these people are doing these jobs, like, this is easy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it is very, very straining on their brain and stressful.
I reckon, like, making the videos and stuff, I stand by the actual filming bit's the easy bit, because as we both know, editing a video can be fiddly, it can be time consuming. But then you got to think, like, these people probably aren't doing it themselves. My guess is that they'll video it and send it off.
There are a few that still do it themselves, like, but even like if you've got to that point where you can't be bothered videoing anymore,
you might be done.
You might be a bit but I understand you want to take a couple of days off, you don't have to video everything you do, which is completely fine. But I mean, if it was me, and I understand like doing, but then again, see if you're doing 4 videos a week and that's your job, why can't you edit yourself?
Yeah, you'd think. I mean, obviously, maybe there are other things on top, but
possibly, like, but even doing 2, cut it down to 2 and do it yourself. I'd rather do it myself and have someone else do it.
At least you know what the content is. Yeah. That's the other thing. Like, I couldn't give you, like, I don't know, if I start a vlog and I give you the video, I wouldn't know what's coming. You had a vision
in your head what it was going to look like.
Exactly.
Very different vision in mine.
Like that wedding video I filmed recently. Yeah. They just wanted the clips to do it themselves. Yeah. So I just was like, right, well, I'm just going to video everything. Yeah. There's like 300 clips.
You have to, I suppose, because you have to get everything done.
At the same time, I was like, I know what I would do with this.
Yeah.
But whether or not it's what you want, I don't know.
It is tough, like, because if anyone was it's a very big responsibility whenever someone was to send you a video and be like, "You want me to edit this?" Yeah. Whatever you want to do. Alright then. Okay, then you do it and it's like, okay, yeah, it's fine. What? Fine? Is it good? Is it bad? What is it?
Yeah.
It's fine. What?
Exactly.
Like, it would do my head, and I don't think I could. I probably could do it, but I just need to have something to like go on.
Yeah.
You know, you have like, what's your vision for this or blah blah blah. But I mean, yeah. So like, I mean, like those guys on YouTube and Twitch and all these sort of like influencer things, like even Instagram, whatever. Them saying no is a big thing, and it is a legitimate job. I think it is. It is tough to. It might not be as stressful as a nuclear scientist, but you know. It's still quite stressful because you're sort of.
It's in a different way though.
Yeah, it's
like,
it's a completely different aspect now.
As you say, when they make a decision,
big thing now, so
it's everyone. It's like
exactly.
It's like I don't know. Like as an example, like at the start of the year, because I remember coming towards the end of last year. I remember we'd had conversations and stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm knackered. You know, I'm doing this,
constantly.
like 4, 5, 6 days a week."
Yeah. Well, even I did say, I said, you didn't look great.
Yeah, so it took me in January, just to like, you know what, I just need to start saying, can't do that this day, and just cutting it down to less and less days a week, you know. And yeah, I tell you, like as I said earlier, like saying no to, because that's whenever I was doing that other video. Do you remember the?
Yes.
The what do you call it? I can't remember what do you even call it now? Promo video, but even then, like that was like taking up 3 hours, 4 hours on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And then I'd be with Rachel, and then I'd be with her on Sunday, and I'd be at work again, and then it'd be.
The best way I find to edit videos is to do it on your breaks during the day type of thing. So it's like, I know it is tough, like, you know, whenever you've like, say if you're because I remember when I was doing like YouTube and stuff ages and ages and ages ago, I would have been like out in the morning with Dad doing something, or say if I was like building a shed with Dad somewhere or whatever, came back at like 12, got some lunch or even had lunch out, whatever. Obviously couldn't do the video then, but edited the video when I was eating my food, and then went back out again. And just sort of those times that you would come back, and if you were like, I would just do it when I had my break. So if I was having even during lunch, where you would have your downtime. To me, that was downtime. Yeah. Because I was doing that, but if it was for someone else, I could imagine that being very stressful, because you're just like, this doesn't look right.
It wasn't even. It was, well, I was only filming on a Saturday, but it was that's what I mean. It was during the week. I was
that's too much. Like, it's 4 hours of just doing that all day. Like, there's no
just way. You know, as I say, then the person then offered. Do you remember the other person off the back of it? Oh, they said they want. And I was like, nah. Yeah, I just can't do that again. And
well, I'm glad you said no. Like, at the end of the day, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I'm sure you benefited from it at least.
But the way I sort of look at it is that just the whole word no. Just thought it was something worth having a wee discussion around. In this wee part one. Yeah. Because it's a funny thing. It's just, I suppose my whole reasoning for putting this in here, as well as the fact I was reading about it earlier, and it sort of ticked a few things in my head, is that if anybody listens to this part one and they take anything away from this entire podcast, be that any of the mental health stuff, whatever, as I find I love the way a lot of our stuff just goes together. You know, like mental health, and then there's obviously this, then it's like morality. There's a whole load of things just fit. So, but anyway, if you're gonna take anything away, from this episode, is that you don't always have to say yes. You don't. No is a legitimate option. If you don't want to do it, don't. You know,
you're true to yourself in that aspect. Like
the way
your life will be a lot better at the end of it, I think, because you'll have a bit more. You'll be a lot happier, I think, personally. Yeah, like they described it as it's the simplest form of self-care. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you do take care of yourself at the end of the day, like, you know. Yeah, like you can't be there and always be 100% every single time for every single different person. Yeah, if you're gonna be a people pleaser, be a people pleaser in a way that suits you. Exactly. So, like. One of the quotes actually from the page, I'm just remembering it now, was the most important love you have is self-love, because if you can't love yourself, can't take care of yourself, how are you supposed to do that for anyone else? Exactly. I think, like, if you're too busy spending time doing things other people want to do. Where's the time going to come to do things
Exactly.
you want to do?
Exactly. You know, there's a whole load of ramifications. You know, obviously, everyone will have different ones. In terms of burnout or maybe your mental health will suffer. Physical health could very easily suffer as well. You know, there's a whole heap of things. Basically, we won't go into any of them. But
That'll be another podcast.
Yeah, but it's just something to keep in mind. As I say, if you're gonna take anything away from this episode, just to reiterate, no is an option, and it's okay because you do you essentially is what I think
pretty
we
much
sort of agree.
Yeah.
If there's something you like, don't like, whatever, that's fine. You're allowed to do that.
Yep.
But we'll leave part 1 there, folks, and we'll catch you again in part 2. Welcome back to part 2. So
pardon me.
as
I'm going to say, don't know if the camera caught that there. But there you go. Don't know if the microphone caught that.
So anybody that is on the earth probably knows who Drake is. The rapper.
Nice.
Trying again. So
Drake the Racker.
he's so good at it. Yeah. So basically,
he's not having a good time recently, is he?
I mean, it's funny. Like, he essentially is a curse. No, he's like a meme.
Yeah.
Almost.
But imagine being that guy.
Do you know how far this dates back?
No.
Take a rough guess.
What, for Drake or just
Drake.
I didn't even know when he came on the scene, to be honest with you. 2009?
No. The curse. He probably did come around then, but the curse kicked in allegedly around 2015.
Oh,
but it's only really starting to come to the fore now. So
probably because he's more popular now and everyone wants to get a picture with him. Apart from no one now.
It's just hilarious how much it links. So
yeah.
And they're not. The thing is with the curse, anyone that doesn't know, basically, if you get a photo with Drake, whatever you try and do next
is bad.
You fail.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you are against somebody who is considerably worse than you. You will lose.
Yeah.
So now, in other cases, maybe it is they are just better, as you'll see on the way through. But here are some excellent examples. So September 2015. US tennis great Serena Williams, everyone knows who that is. Suffered, oh my goodness.
The English is going well tonight.
My word. Is Drake here?
She suffered
a shock defeat to Roberta Vinci. Ever heard of her?
No.
In the semi-finals of the US Open. The reason being, he was there.
Oh.
So let's just see. Everyone will know this one. So Conor McGregor.
And Khabib, wasn't it?
He was fighting Khabib. Obviously, that one was a fairly open and shut. You know, Khabib was probably always going to do him in.
See, it's a tough one, like, because I've said my piece on that fight.
Yeah, exactly.
It's annoying.
I just think Khabib is better. Basically, he got absolutely smashed. Now, the fight was in October. There was a picture of Drake and McGregor.
Was
that
it
the day
flag,
before?
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 6th of October. It was taken on, basically.
Yeah.
Some more examples. As you can see, this is not like in any way an isolated incident. So in March of this year, 2019, Sergio Aguero plays for Man City. Won a match. Then posed for a photo with Drake backstage at a concert. City then lost to Spurs in the Champions League, the next game basically, and Aguero missed a penalty. Jadon Sancho, he's another football player for Borussia Dortmund, met the rapper, and then the next time they played, they lost 5-0 to Bayern Munich. The title challenge basically went to bits. Aubameyang, remember him?
Oh, yeah.
He had a picture, happened with him. Pogba, happened with him. Pogba, United got beat 1-0 by Barcelona. And Aubameyang, Arsenal got beat 1-0 by Everton. And then there's a picture, I'm not overly sure who that is, if I'm quite honest, but he's a PSG player. Obviously PSG are miles better than every other French side. PSG got beat 5-1
Nice.
the next game.
Nice.
Now you may just think, well, that's just tennis and football. That can happen anywhere.
And mixed martial arts.
And also mixed martial. One punch could change that.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be surprised. So, basketball.
Oh yeah.
Drake has. Let me just see. Yeah. Okay. So, 2012. That long ago? 2012. Sorry, this goes back to not 15.
There you go.
Sorry, I misread that. So, the Wildcats won a national collegiate athletic championship.
Gotta get your head in the game.
Is that a joke about the High School Musical?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So I wasn't sure if I was the only one picking up on that, and that was an accident. So they showed their appreciation for Drake by getting him a ring engraved Drizzy, because it's a great nickname.
Yeah.
So that was 2012.
Okay.
They haven't won a championship in 7 years.
Oh my god, nah, it couldn't be a curse for 7 years. Like, that's unbelievable.
And then I guess it's around about time that we bring up the weekend.
Unfortunately.
March 21st, Anthony Joshua, world heavyweight champion, unbeaten, only failed to knock out one person in his career. If you were asked to draw a heavyweight champion and you didn't know what he looked like, you'd probably draw him or something very similar.
Yeah.
Joshua was fighting a guy called Andy Ruiz JR, Mexican fella, larger man.
Mexicans have chins though, like
they do. They do, but I mean, all in, Joshua was 4 inches taller, 10-inch more reach. By rights, shouldn't have lost.
He had every advantage, really.
Spoiler alert, he lost. So Andy Ruiz Jr. is 19 stone 2 or something thereabouts. Looked like a larger man.
Yeah, well, most of
didn't look particularly muscular or strong.
He is athletic though, to be fair.
Yeah, he looked very good. So Joshua rolled in about 17, something, high 17s. As I say, considerably taller. All the rest started off fine. Joshua put him down round 3.
And
Andy Ruiz stood up, put Joshua down twice in the same round. Then went on a bit. Fight wasn't particularly going Joshua's way. Round 7, Joshua got dropped twice more, and the Drake curse struck again.
Ref called it, yeah. Although to be fair, he looked surprised. He was like, "What?" Why?
He'd spat his mouth guard out. He was done.
Yeah,
he was done. I think he knew himself. But basically, all in.
What a debut, eh?
Drake is some dark magic.
He's bad news.
There has to be something going on.
Bad news. Like, I think it's unbelievable. Like, I mean, people say about the cover curse and stuff. Whenever you see the cover curse,
UFC,
which is really weird because I don't want to believe in this sort of stuff. But I said to Lauren, right? I was like, DJ Demetrius Johnson was going against Henry Cejudo. DJ had already beat him before once, quite easily. He knocked him out, so it was fine. And I was like, see, because eventually they released this DJ poster, which was just him. It was UFC 3. Obviously, it's already been out because Conor McGregor was in the boat, and then he lost, obviously.
Yeah. And he also lost whenever it was him and Rousey. Did he not?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He got beat by Diaz. Whoa.
Yeah.
He got beat by Diaz.
Yeah, he got beat by Diaz as well. But he got beat by Mayweather at the time that it was on his own. But whenever DJ was this revamped one was released, I was like, I don't believe in cover curses, Lauren, but if he loses after this is released, I'm gonna fully believe in the cover curse, and he lost. I was like, nah,
it's happening.
Nah, I was like, I just couldn't believe it because he just didn't look right at all that night. Like, he didn't look.
It's weird, isn't it?
I was like, what's going on? Like,
it is weird.
It was, but then again, what was it? John Jones. He was in the cover along with Alexander Gustafsson.
Gustav. Is that his name?
Gustafsson.
Whatever you call him. Yeah.
6-1, really.
Yeah.
Don't think John Jones didn't lose, but he has been disqualified. But that wasn't anywhere near the time of the.
That was way before.
Yeah, so he's been fine. But
they fought each other, did they not? And
John
Jones beat him.
Yeah, he almost beat him. Yeah. John Jones beat him. Yeah, but Alex almost beat him, which is weird. But the other curse could be that he is just a druggie now. So he's popped an awful lot, to be fair.
A lot.
It's just
banned
weird.
several times.
It's just really weird. Like, I couldn't believe it. See, whenever they posted DJ's cover, I was like, if he
Maybe
loses,
Drake made it.
huh?
Maybe Drake made it.
That'd be hilarious. Who's gonna call? I'm gonna call Drake for this. But I was like,
He's good with posters.
I just couldn't believe it. It was just, I was so stunned by it. I was like, he's just lost that championship after what, like 12, what do you call it?
Right.
12, what do you call the thing? 12, where he defends, 12 defenses. Yeah. So after what, 11 defenses or 12 defenses, but he lost that. I was like, this is unreal. Cover Curse is real, and it wasn't even released on like physical. It was just all digital.
If you had to pick a curse, right?
Oh,
if you had to pick, right? So you have to do one or the other, right? And the next thing you do, what's something you want more than anything else? The next thing you do is an audition for your favorite band.
Okay.
And your like favorite, you're like sure thing to get this, right?
Okay.
Would you rather be on the cover of UFC because you're also a cage fighter, or have
Right.
have your picture taken with Drake the day before you go? You had to pick one.
Well, probably the UFC one, because UFC's only been known to lose fights. Nothing else has happened apart from the drugs.
So the option is either you're going to get in a fight and lose
Yeah.
the next day, or take a drug overdose. And
Well, to be fair, both. I mean, being a cage fighter and being a musician, they're both very similar.
which is a stronger curse?
I think
Drake.
I think.
I've got to go Drake. It's happened so many times.
Probably Drake. Yeah, I probably want to be in a
so
cover of
many
it.
times.
But
He's also had a photo with Neymar, and they not lose the cup final.
Yeah,
as well.
Neymar's face was just a picture, was it not? Remember? But no, I think because it's only game covers. It's never DVD covers.
It's true.
It's only game covers.
Otherwise, there'd be a lot of unlucky people.
That's really weird, isn't it? I wonder
Yeah.
if that's a thing. Like, it's always game
FIFA
sports.
covers are fine. They're always fine because it's usually like Ronaldo or Messi, and they're fine. They always have a good year.
Yeah, well, until they don't.
Until they retire,
Yeah.
basically.
I don't know. There's been a few things like I can't remember if like NFL or something. Like whoever was on the, it could have been Brady or something.
It was Odell Beckham Jr. was on one, and that was the year after he did that. Remember that mad catch?
Yeah.
Class.
I don't know. I just think that cover curses are weird for games. Like it's always sports games as well, because obviously it can't be for anything else, can it?
No,
Could you imagine? Call of Duty. Price is dead. He's a character.
But he's dead though.
He's dead though. Right. Okay. But yeah, it's cover curses are weird. I've never believed it until DJ lost, because he was on a streak, and eventually it was bound to end. But I just didn't expect it to end by Cejudo, even though
I see this whole they're bound to lose. I think if they're good enough and they are the best, they should go out on top.
100%. But you do get older and you get slower.
So quit.
I agree.
You know,
But he didn't, and now he's moved. Now he's in one championship instead of UFC. So
probably still make
he
it.
lost, and then they traded Ben
Money.
Askren for him, and I was like, okay, well, that's a good trade off.
Put him on the cover.
Oh no, Ben Askren's he's undefeated. So if they put Khabib on,
Put
I'm
him-
happy.
Oh, now that would be a test.
UFC 4 is already in the making, so
Do they know who's on the cover? No.
no. I dare say it'll be the likes of Max Holloway or
They'll probably put a girl on it too.
I don't know. There's not many. Maybe Amanda Nunes, maybe, but
Yeah.
she's. I don't know. She's not very marketable, which is the only problem. She speaks okay, but no one seems to like her for some reason. I don't know why.
People never like people that are good.
I just don't understand it. Like okay, from a point of view when it's mixed martial arts or people, I'm like, I don't like a personality, but they're a good fighter. Like John Jones, don't like his personality, but he's a good fighter.
Yeah, he's also cheap.
Exactly. Which is, but I mean,
Well, not really cheap. Is it not like illegal drugs?
oh, they're legal drugs. Well, I mean,
Or
apart
was
from
it
the
steroids?
apart from the cocaine and stuff.
That's what I mean. Is
Yeah.
it steroids as well?
Well, yeah, he's been popped for anabolic steroids. Yeah.
Oh well, then no.
Yeah. But
Cheater.
he's been popped for plenty of things.
Not
like-
real champ. Cheat.
No, I agree, but
Prove you wasn't.
for the likes of like Amanda Nunes and stuff, I just don't think why people don't like her. I mean, I don't think she's I would, if people liked her, she'd be marketable, but people don't like her for some reason, and I don't understand why. Because she beat Ronda Rousey very, very quickly. She beat Holly Holm.
Yeah.
How'd she beat Holly Holm?
And Holly Holm would beat Ronda.
Yeah, she beat Ronda, and then Amanda beat Cyborg. So
Yeah.
I mean, why do people like her? It doesn't like Cyborg got more fans from her loss than what Amanda did, and I was like, what's
Is she a
going
bad
on?
winner?
No,
Because that's a real put off.
no, she's not.
Anyone that's a bad winner,
I agree,
it's a bad put
but
off.
she's not. Like, I didn't like her to begin because she was like, oh, I can beat anyone. And I was like,
Oh, you can.
yeah, and I'm glad she's brought that. Like, it's the same thing as Conor McGregor, and he was like, I can beat anybody.
Gets beat like 3 times.
And I was like, well, you can't though, can you then?
No.
Because you got beat by Diaz almost twice.
By rights, probably should have been twice.
Probably. And then you got beat by Mayweather, which is fair enough. But he was old.
Yeah. Sure, he's come back again, has he not?
He's tweeted about it, like, but I mean, you can have the utmost respect for all the people, but if they just talk all the time, and then it comes to the point where they talk so much that they can't back it up anymore, it's like, what do you do then? Like, do you quit, or do you carry on and just not be a dick?
Yeah, it's true.
Do you know what I mean? But I just don't understand why no one likes her. It honestly baffles me. But if it is going to be any woman, it probably would be her or
Drake.
Drake, probably.
Get Drake
yeah.
on the cover.
Drake on the cover. He'd be a
game
curse to
just
himself.
doesn't work.
Yeah, probably. But I don't know. If it's Khabib next time, I'll be happy and see what happens. Because maybe he'll be the one that will break the curse. And
he'll also take a picture of Drake. And
there was
so
a tweet.
Then there's 2 of them.
It was a tweet going around. There was someone's put it under. It was UFC tweeted out saying Khabib versus Poirier in Abu Dhabi. Ooh. It's happening on September 7th. And below it was a guy that posted a photo of like a conversation between Khabib and Drake. Oh my god, it was unbelievable. Khabib was like, "Hey brother Drake, are you free for photo?" And he's like, "Yeah, brother, no problem. When do you want a photo?" He goes, "Take a photo with Dustin Poirier, please." I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Please do that."
That's amazing.
But everyone was like, because it was not Anthony Joshua said he was gonna break the curse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's break the curse June 1st.
Not having it.
And no, it didn't happen.
Well, let's just see what happens in the rematch.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Oh yeah, right.
We'll leave that for part 3.
Okay.
But we'll leave there. We'll leave part 2 there.
Yeah.
Folks, and
stay away from Drake.
Yeah, and don't get any picture with them if there's anything important coming up.
Yeah.
Because you won't get it. So yeah, we'll catch you again in part 3. Welcome back to part 3. So we've touched already a bit on Anthony Joshua. About how he got slapped, basically, on June 1st. I'd say both of us are Joshua fans.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Although I wouldn't sit up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch that.
No, had I not have been up already,
yeah,
I probably wouldn't have known until morning. All in.
Well, my reason being was it was going to be a clean sweep.
You were almost certain, weren't you?
So I was like, and there's no disrespect to Andy Ruiz.
No,
but
it's just.
It was just because we have so much belief in Anthony Joshua, and he's obviously shown that he can deal in the big leagues and stuff. It was just one of those things like well, I mean, Ruiz's record's like what 33 wins and 1 loss, and it was 34 wins now.
He'd never been dropped in his career.
Yeah.
But he did lose somewhat suspiciously, I guess, to Joseph Parker. Mm-hmm. That was a world title fight. Probably shouldn't have lost it, but
and Anthony Joshua knocked out Joseph Parker.
No,
he didn't.
Points. That was his points.
Majority decision, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was points win. But all in,
which is mad that he could knock out him, but he almost knocked out Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, I mean,
well, when I say almost, it was like what, a 6 count for Andy Ruiz.
He didn't look that bad.
He was alright. He was like, oh, on the hole, back up again.
Is that what this was like?
Yeah.
But you know,
I've never been down here before.
I think all in, right? Obviously, he lost. He put down 4 times. That's crazy
for Joshua. I mean,
that is crazy.
He's only been down once in his career, hasn't he?
Klitschko, yeah.
Well, his pro career, sorry.
Was it just once?
Pretty sure it was only once, yeah.
Maybe it was. Yeah, it would have been because they keep mentioning Klitschko, so he has to be the only one.
He said in an interview that he had to go down just so he could think of like 2 seconds. Yeah.
But Klitschko also did put him down.
Oh no, he did. Yeah, but I mean, it was obviously you could tell he was hurt, like so.
But that fight. See, the cynic in me straight away was like, shouldn't have went to America.
Yeah, it's very tough.
Obviously they're doing it for the brand, to bring in more money. There's hundreds of millions of people will watch it in America as opposed to tens of millions that'll watch it over here. Yeah. Pay-per-views far more expensive. You know, Madison Square Garden's iconic, all the rest. But again, And it's terrible, like, because obviously I didn't want him to lose, but as soon as I seen he lost, I was like, should have went to America.
Yeah.
You should have stayed. And I am a massive advocate, if anyone that knows me anyway, that if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
If you're winning, and why are you changing things?
Yeah.
You know, there's the whole, you need to go and make your brand, you need to go and make more money. Or you could unify all the titles in England. Every single one of them.
Exactly.
80,000 people in Wembley Stadium. Every single.
I can't do that.
Well, I can't do anything, but that was the next thing I thought. How far down the pecking order has he just slipped?
Yeah. Exactly.
Honestly.
Exactly.
Because
he was knocked out by technically not a nobody, but
yeah,
the guy wasn't on anyone's radar though.
No.
And now he is. 'Cause he's got 4 belts. I mean, he's flying now. Like,
exactly, and
I just hope it's not one of those things where he's won the 4 belts, and obviously it's going to be a rematch. If he beats Joshua again,
I think he's done.
Yeah, I agree. I think Joshua should retire. I think that he should.
If he loses again, well, haven't seen him lose there, and how badly. We'll go into some reasons.
It's in England next time, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no guarantee.
Oh.
He's exercised the clause, but quite frankly, see if I was Andy Ruiz, I'd be saying, "We're going to Mexico, mate."
Yeah, 100%.
They're my belts.
Yep, I agree.
First ever Mexican heavyweight champion. You're coming to
my town,
Mexico City or wherever.
Well, that's not Mexico City. That's in America.
What?
Mexico
I know.
City.
I'm just making something up.
Oh.
No,
I was like, what?
You know, we're going to fight.
Going to fight in Cancun.
Is that Mexico?
Yeah.
No? Okay. I'm not great at Mexican cities.
Oh.
Guadalajara.
Okay.
But you know what I mean?
You could just say we'll just fight Mexico.
Yeah,
that would have been fine.
But surely
on a beach somewhere.
But surely he now holds all the cards.
Yeah.
You know.
I just don't. I don't think. Anthony Joshua's got a name. That's about it. But it's sort of got a bit of taint on it now, hasn't it? I don't mean that.
Well, he's got the one.
Yeah.
So instantly.
What's his record? 22 wins. 22 wins and 1 loss.
Yeah.
So it's a good record, but heavyweights are known to be absolute slobber knockers. So
do you know what?
What?
You know what the capital of Mexico is?
No.
Mexico City.
Was it?
Yes.
Well, there you go then.
So there you go.
There you go.
That's possibly why that was in my head.
Mexico and Mexico City is the city of Mexico
really?
is the capital of Mexico. Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. It was in my head somewhere. So
yeah.
There you go.
So there you go. Then I mean, yeah. If I was angry, I'd be like, yep, 100% go.
We will fight again, but you're coming to Mexico City.
I don't see why any cards are in. I don't see any balls in Joshua's court at all. I don't see what the point would be.
No, and quite frankly, he was beaten that comprehensively.
Yeah.
That see, the thing is, because there's a clause in the contract, right? It's not like they have to go scrounging up there and be like, please, please, please. It now has to happen.
Yeah.
So now it's just a matter of agreeing where. You know what? It sounds odd, but I would love to see him go to Mexico and try it.
So would I.
But whether he would beat him.
Well, this time
was he fit?
Well,
you know we'll maybe get into that in a minute, but
he trained in America, didn't he?
In Miami.
So that he's never trained in Miami before, hasn't he?
No, but that's where Klitschko or someone used to train in for American fights. He basically took their idea and was like, "I'm going to do this." He was there for weeks. Like, he wasn't jet lagged.
No, I know he would be jet lagged, and obviously you can climatize and stuff and all that sort of crap. But it's like you said, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Changing
anywhere, regardless if you're there for a year
yeah.
or 2, sometimes change can be very, very monumental. It can affect your game. I just don't see why you would ever change it. If you're beating people pretty easily,
good boxers,
why would you change anything at all?
You even go as far. Excuse me. You go as far as to look at. Do you remember? It wasn't even all that long ago. He was still living with his mum.
Yeah.
How much does this guy like change?
I know.
Honestly.
I know. Exactly. And I think, but then again, it's down to the promoter as well.
But you know what? See, at the end of the day, it's like Joshua just going, "I'm not doing that."
It's what
yes, you
the
are.
First part of the podcast.
I'm not doing that. Yes, you are. I'm not.
Yeah.
And you know what? Fire me. I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm very marketable.
Yeah.
You have the chance to market me. You're going to do what I say. Yeah. You're not in charge. Yeah. But then I would assume there will be a contractual obligation to do what.
More than likely, but I mean, Joshua, after the interview, he was just like, "Yeah, we'll see what the boss man says." I was like, Man, you should be the boss, man. You should be the person. You should be Mayweather, basically. You should be what Mayweather's doing. He has his own company. He has everything he needs to do. He's his own promoter.
Pretty much.
Why can't you? If you're not that smart in marketing, then hire someone who is, and just don't put him as a boss. Simple as that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just done himself in.
It's so frustrating watching him lose.
I just didn't. I mean, like I said, if it was a fight with the likes of him and Wilder, him and Fury, I would step.
I think he's behind them both now.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I think I would go as far as to say, in terms of rankings right now, it's got to be Wilder, Fury, Ruiz, Joshua, maybe
Probably.
just ahead of Dillian White.
Probably.
Dillian White is doing work.
Mm-hmm.
He is knocking people out left, right, and centre. Like I really do think Josh is has really fallen down the pecking order. I really do.
I agree. It's a sad thing to see, but like I was saying, if it was anything like, you know, a unification fight, or if it was a fight with Wilder or Fury, I would step and watch it.
Wilder would do him
100%. But I didn't see the point in sitting up for that because I thought he was gonna win. Like, no problem. I could just watch the highs. Like, I thought it was gonna be a quick fight.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't. I wasn't underestimating Ruiz in any point. Like,
we just didn't know anything about him.
I just didn't
assumed
know.
Josh is.
Yeah. I mean, first look,
Josh
people say about, you know, judge a book by its cover. I watch a lot of combat sports, and the judging a book by its cover is not a thing you should do.
Yeah.
Regardless,
yeah.
like, I mean, there's a fella that used to be in a UFC's land Bellator called Roy Nelson, and he was called Roy Big Country Nelson, and he had this big massive like mullet type thing going on,
country.
and big country and a big massive belly.
Yeah.
And every time he won, he always rubbed his belly.
Oh.
He was always like, I won. Look at the state of it. And he knocks people out. Like, and he was class. But I mean, Mark Hunt, he was a big fella. Tai Tuivasa, big fella. He's knocking people out. And,
Butterbean.
Oh, did you see that, Stephen? Oh my God, did you see the tweet?
No.
Oh my word! It was saying about oh my God, Josh has just been knocked out by Butterbean. What's going on? I was like, how disrespectful is that to Andy Ruiz? Like,
Terrible.
how disrespectful.
Terrible.
And like I said, it wasn't anything to do with Andy Ruiz's, you know, boxing capabilities. It was just
he's
Joshua is Joshua,
boxer, yeah.
and I was just always behind him. Like,
Yeah.
I was all, and I
I
still
just
am.
wanted him to win.
Yeah.
I just wanted him to
But
win.
I was just so confused. I watched the fight later the next day, and I was like, he just didn't look right, Josh. And I'm not putting that down. Like, I know he knocked him out. That's completely fine. There's no, you can't take anything back from that. That is just what
he's
happened.
Champion. He's got the belts.
He just didn't look like himself that night, though, for some reason. And there has been a few things I read up on online, and I seen on in the Sun, but then the Sun isn't.
I believe is it? But
Yeah.
maybe they're the only ones that would take the story.
Possibly.
You know, you gotta think if Josh's dad. Well, why don't you tell everyone what?
Well, basically, Josh's dad was like, after the fight at Eddie, he just went off. He just near enough tore Eddie Hearn's arse apart.
Yeah.
He was like, "What are you doing? Like, I told you all this in the locker room and blah 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 blah." And it was you told me last night that he was knocked out or something. He was knocked out.
There's a couple of things. He had a panic attack in the dressing room before he left.
Yeah.
And
his dad said
that's what delayed the ring walk.
Yeah.
And Josh's dad had said to Hearn, "We need to stop this. We can't let him go. He's not in the right mental state." Eddie Hearn said Josh will be fine when he gets in the ring. Wasn't.
Well, who's the dad and who's the son? You know, like, I mean,
that's why he went for him after, and then also was it I can't remember. It was a few days, but it wasn't any more than a week before Joshua had been knocked out in sparring, which is where did you see his eyes?
Yeah.
His damage. So he had a almost closed left eye at one of his interviews beforehand, and a scuff below the right. And
I just don't understand how he was cleared to fight after that.
I don't know if they told anyone. It was European champion who is 17-0, big man, knocked Joshua clean out in a sparring session.
Okay.
Now, obviously, if that's true,
it's not good news either way.
It's disgraceful he's even allowed to fight.
Yeah, but it's not good news either way. You're knocked out in sparring. That's a hard spar.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
obviously,
tough,
whoever sparred. But then the thing is, you get in with a world at the time unified world. Unified? Yeah, it's not undisputed. Yeah, unified world heavyweight champion. You're gonna want to go out and try and knock his head off.
Yeah.
So you gotta know, like.
Well, it depends on what they said though. If it was a sparring thing and they were like, "Yeah, just go as hard as you like," because obviously, if it's like, you shouldn't really be sparring a week away from the fight.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Why they were fighting
Like unless
Yeah,
because Joshua he shouldn't need to spar. You know what I mean? Like he has enough experience there. Like sparring isn't really. It's more your technique you got to work on.
He's 19-0.
19-0.
European champion. He was knocked out a few days before.
That's disgraceful. That should never have happened then.
A few days.
Regardless of anyone during that fight camp, if it was Andy Ruiz that was knocked out,
It's not right.
You shouldn't ever let a fighter go out just being knocked out a couple of days or 3 or 4 days before a fight. Like, I mean, your head's not.
No, you're not going to be clean. You're not going to be clear.
You could have a concussion. You could have anything.
Exactly.
You could literally have anything.
Could have died in the ring.
Exactly.
Like that night, as in the actual fight night.
Exactly.
Enough blows to the head could have done him in.
I mean, I'm not going to say he could have glass chin, but he's got a glass chin. I just don't think Joshua's chin, it's not there anymore.
Wilder hits him, he's out.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
pretty much. But it goes to say he is a very hittable person now, which is weird. It's not something you could. He is hittable. He was hit an awful lot during that fight, and
I stand by. If there was something wrong, it explains it. If not, then he's just not good enough.
Yeah. But I mean,
honestly,
he was good at Olympic level, but that's very different to pro level.
The thing is, he held 3 of the major world titles, just couldn't get that one off Wilder.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I always said to you, I am convinced Wilder has been waiting for him to lose.
Well, did you see the different reactions on tweets?
Fury was like, "It's alright, pick yourself up,
he
go
was like,
again.
You did well. You're
that was
pioneer of very very nice of him. Yeah, and then Wilder was like, told he was a paper champ, blah blah blah. I was like, right, okay.
Well, you haven't fought him yet, so
I just don't like Wilder. I mean, there's parts of me that do, but see when it comes to I understand if he's trying to make a fight,
good.
If he's trying to make a fight, then that's fine. But it's just he's just a pillock, though, isn't he?
It's like Fury says, you don't hit a man when he's down.
Exactly, and it's just it just shows more about your character than anything else. But it is what it is. Like Wilder will probably fight Joshua at some point.
Not if he loses the next one.
Well, that's true, but I mean that's Eddie Hearn's fault. I've always said you need to book this as soon as possible. Forget about Fury and Wilder too.
Apparently it's not Hearn though. Apparently it's Wilder walking away going, no.
Well, even still, it should be. I mean, promoters should be sitting down together and should be doing. I mean, if Wilder's doing that, then fair enough. That's on. But Eddie Hearn is a snake.
Yeah, he's a money
snake,
man. They're assets to him and not people.
100%. He doesn't care about anyone's well being. Otherwise, he would have said, you know what, we'll call the fight off.
We'll call it. Yeah, if those stories are true.
If those stories are true, yeah. But I mean, I can't see his dad going off at Eddie Hearn for no reason.
See, well, actually, you know what? It links in. Obviously, we're coming up to the end here, but the whole thing we've just said there links in very, very nicely to my last wee quote.
Oh, okay.
I'll pop it in now.
Oof, pop it in. Ooh.
To be happy is to wisely use the power of saying no to some people. Don't be afraid to disappoint people who only conveniently remember you when they want something.
I like that.
A guy called Dadinsky said that.
I thought you were going to call like 50 or not 50 Cent. P Diddy.
Yeah.
And I was like, for some reason I always get them two mixed up, and I don't know why. Because one's terrible and one's amazing. I don't know, it's so weird. But no, I like that quote.
It's a good one. So it's just going off the back of that. It is technically up to him.
Yeah. So
to be happy is to wisely use the power of saying no to some people. Don't be afraid to disappoint people who only conveniently remember you when they want something from you.
I like that quote.
So yeah, that's a wee leaving thought. Something for you to mull over the weekend. And yeah, I think, are you good?
I'm good.
I'm good. Okay, cool. So we'll call that an episode, folks, and we will catch you next week.